Hello, fellow traveler, and welcome to the Hard Light Network. You know, today, pretty much anybody with a phone can start a YouTube channel and make it big. They can find an audience with whatever niche sort of content that they want to create. But back in the day, back in the old wild west of the internet, YouTube was a much different place. And one of those holdovers from the long distant past of the internet is the Game Theorists, a channel that's been around pretty much since the very beginning. Now it seems like there's all these different channels. Everyone's making some sort of video or putting out some sort of content about their favorite video game, their favorite community member, their favorite TV show. But, back in the day, it was a struggle to find that sort of content. Back in the day, there was a select few people that really offered deep dives into these video game universes. And the major player in that sphere, that sort of content genre on YouTube, was the Game Theorists. They were huge. I remember weekly enjoying all of their videos. I remember coming home every single day and sitting down and rewatching all of their stuff. It was so amazing, just the thought process that they put behind video games. And really, they did a lot to advance the sort of conversation around video games and bring it into a more serious space, bring it into a more intellectual space. Because, it's not just about having fun. It's also about creative expression. And there are real ideas and philosophies that are expressed through our games and through our content. And these guys really, these guys were instrumental in showing the whole world that, you can look at a deeper level on a lot of this stuff. So, it sucks, because today we've come across some information I really didn't think was going to pop up on my feed anytime soon. But the theorists are done for. The game theorists are retiring from the internet. The video was posted about an hour ago. I haven't seen it yet. We're going to watch it together. It just popped up on my feed, and I knew immediately I was going to have to talk about this. But I went to Twitter to see if it was true. I didn't look at it yet. I wanted us to react to this video together. But here we are. We're going to watch it, and we're going to go through it bit by bit.
It's not clickbait. On March 9th, I'll be hosting my last Theory episode, at which point I'll be handing off the channels to someone else. There it is. That's it. Send tweet. We're all done here. That's all you need to know, right? Oh, wow. Forgive me, by the way, if I'm a little bit more disorganized than usual. Normally, I would want to script out something like this pretty precisely. But with an announcement like this, I wanted to bring it back to just us. There's no one else in the room. There's no teleprompters. There's no nothing. It's just the way that this whole thing started. It's a conversation between us. And sorry.
This is the characteristic MatPat sort of approach. I mean, the guy's always been like a feels guy. He was a drama class kid. He was a drama student. So this is a drama kid sort of reaction. But I really feel where he's coming from, because even the small amount of time that I've spent creating content online, it's been amazing. These last few years where I've been working on videos, working on music, trying to figure out how to put together interesting and relatable content, it's been a blast. And, imagine after 2 decades, basically, walking away from the entire project. It's been basically his entire young adult life. I mean, MatPat has invested a lot into this channel. So, I mean, this reaction is perfectly, it's perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly understandable given the context. But, I already feel like there's going to be a few people that see MatPat all crying and tearing up. And they're going to be like, oh, typical MatPat. But it's true. I mean, the guy's a little bit on the sensitive side, but that's okay. That's part of why we love MatPat.
If you think about it, this channel is Steph and my first child, really. Before we had Ollie, before we had Skip, CatPat, like, it was this. This was our baby. This channel has been going for 13 years. I think in total it's somewhere around like 1,200 theories. This has been a literal third of my life. And I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss this.
But I imagine that's, like I said, that's a long time to invest into this project. And, good returns, too. I mean, the guys put out top-tier content, and we'll always be able to look back at it and remember it. And that's the beauty of the internet. That's the beauty of YouTube. Normally, your ticket out of YouTube is some sort of horrible exposed video. So MatPat should be proud that he gets to leave YouTube on his own terms at the very least. So
I value what we have here. I value this conversation, this openness, this relationship that we share. And I'm sad that I won't be able to see you every week. Which then I guess prompts the question of like, why? Why am I doing this now? Why am I making this announcement today? Why am I walking away from the channels? Well, to be honest, it was Tom Scott. You can blame Tom Scott. Tom just did his farewell video and I'm like, well, he was able to do it. I want to be able to fly away in a helicopter. Obviously, that's not it. But really, my reasons for making this announcement today is probably largely the same as Tom's reasons, or Seth Everman's, or Captain Sparkles, or Papa Meats, or Stampy Longheads. Like, there's a lot of these videos that are coming out these days.
Yeah, and that's the real crazy part about this is he's just joining the roster of like big, huge favorites that are stepping away. And it's just so wild to me. It is really crazy. Like I can't imagine being in a situation where, I mean, I guess, you know, you hit a certain point, it becomes viable, you make profit, you have fun, you get your videos out. Like, you don't want it to become just like an endless, soulless grind, you know? You don't want to do it. This is not the type of industry that you want to end up just grinding away for no reason. You want to have a goal in mind. You want to have a purpose in mind. You know, this should be something that is driving you in your life. This shouldn't be something that you feel obligated to do. You know, this is a fun way to exist online. This is a great way. If you're lucky enough to find employment on it, this is an amazing way to make money online. But, you know, YouTube has this tendency, it's got this sort of vibe, it's got this sort of power to it where it will suck you in. You got to keep going, you got to keep pumping out the content. And I've personally, even though I haven't been on it that long, I've experienced that where there's a sort of pressure to produce. You know, I feel like a lot of guys, they get to this point where they feel this pressure and they don't want to pursue it just because, you know, these guys have other things going on. You know, a lot of these projects will steamroll into other projects. So it's good. It's good for things to change, you know, good for things to shake up. Everybody's always growing and learning, but, you know, again, sad to see it go.
Steph and I have known this video would be coming for the last 3 years. We weren't sure it was necessarily going to be today. We didn't know exactly when it would fall, but we knew it was going to happen eventually because we knew that we couldn't do this forever. We knew that, honestly, we didn't want to do this forever. For as much as I love you, and I love overthinking things, and I love theorizing, I don't love late nights. I don't love the fact that Steph and I have been work first for over a decade, where I'm sitting down at dinner with my best friend, and we're talking about business logistics. Or we're talking about animatronic toes. I miss the days where I could just sit down on the couch with her and play video games, and it's not for content. Or I'm playing a game and I'm not thinking about what theories are going to come out of that. I miss it. So that's a big reason. That was a big one right there.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I didn't even, before I even saw, I knew that this was like a situation where guy was feeling burnt out. He was feeling the pressure to keep it on, you know, because like I said, YouTube really does have this tendency, if you let it, to start running your life. It will literally, and you have to a degree. If you're going to play the game, you have to stay relevant. You have to keep making content. You can't just like sputter out and do nothing. No one's going to reward you for nothing, right? But at the same time, like, it gets to a point where you hit a certain critical mass and you want to keep the ball rolling. You know, you need to keep momentum. You need to keep views. You need to keep eyes on your channel. You need to keep content fresh. And it really can become like a tall ask for people, not just for the people creating the content, but for the people in the life of those creating the content, right? Because it spills out in everything. Like he said, you know, sitting down and having a conversation at dinner. Well, all of a sudden, it's very naturally going to, oh, I should make a video about that. Or, oh, I should do X, Y, and Z content. Or, oh, I need to post about this. You know, and it does become, you know, especially when you're talking about something that's self-directed. This is your own personal business, right? This is a business model. You know, it does become sort of the all-consuming part of your life. But I will say, you know, this is pretty much just normal adulthood. Like, this is regular everyday life for the average person. And I mean, not to crap on MatPat at all, because I don't think he's being ungrateful, and I don't think he's being snooty about this at all. I think what's happening here is that MatPat has really run up against the wall. It gets to a point, you get to a point in your life where things just become about business. You know, you grow up, your kids are doing their thing, you know, you got bills, you have responsibilities and stuff. It gets to a point where more or less every conversation in some way or another becomes about how to perpetuate that, right? And that's fine. That's normal. But I get where he's coming from. I get how the stress builds. And to tell you the truth, the only reason a lot of YouTubers are able to get to this point and build to where they can walk away is because YouTube is such a great opportunity for personal growth. If you put in the level of effort that MatPat has, if you pursue the content and the dream in the way that the MatPat or Mr. Beast or any of these other content creators does, you will see returns on that. And it's an amazing opportunity. Like, all the things that he just listed wouldn't have been possible without some sort of career like this. You know, if it wasn't YouTube, it was going to be something else in entertainment. That was always MatPat's goal. He was always going to be an entertaining personality. That's just the type of guy he is. That's the type of direction his life was already going in the first place. And I'm personally glad that it was on YouTube where he got his start, because this is him being self-made, and now he gets to step away and enjoy the fruits of it. And I think that he should be, you know, more than happy about that. I think we should be happy for him for that, because a lot of people don't ever get to this point. A lot of people have to just continue rolling through, even though it does suck, even though there are late nights and every conversation is about money or bills or, you know, responsibilities or something like that. I'm personally glad MatPat's at this place in his life, but at the same time, this is like regular stuff, man. And this is like what we're all trying to beat. This is exactly the place where all of us are trying to get to, whether we realize it or not.
But also just the internet's changing. My life has changed in the last 13 years. I mentioned Dolly before. He's the coolest little dude, and he's getting older by the minute. And I watch him, and he has so much fun, and he is so much smarter than I was when I was his age. He also probably knows the FNAF lore better than I do, which is a problem that I should probably address at some point. But honestly, I want to be able to spend more time with him. Another sad fact of the matter is I'm getting older. I'm 37 now. The other day, I actually had to Google my own age. And you know that when you have to start like doing math in your head to calculate how old you are over the hill, my friends. Though to be fair, to my credit, I think I'm like the only 37-year-old out there who has an unironic appreciation of Skibbity Toilet. Then again, maybe that's the problem, right? Like, maybe that's not a good thing. And honestly, because this is all about us being honest, there is a bit of a selfish side to this. When you think about it, there's only really two ways to step away from a YouTube channel.
All right, before he gets into the bombshell, because I know the two ways you step away from a YouTube channel, Matt. But no, I mean, the age thing, it's a factor, right? But why not, bro? I hopefully, honest to God, I can't see anything better than casual Grandpa Gamer videos, my guy. When I'm 67, when I'm 47, when I'm 37 years old, I want to be doing Grandpa Let's Plays, okay? No, I mean, 37, my guy, you're not the oldest tuber out there. You're not the oldest guy doing gaming content, my man. You know, I don't want to throw any shots out, but I believe there's a certain doctor who's pushing around that same age, my guy. So you got some longevity, and you don't have to stop now. You're not getting too old for this, MatPat.
You either just decide the day that you stop uploading, and you're like, I'm done, or you just keep uploading videos from now until the heat death of the universe, and you watch as your relevance slowly dies, or your passion slowly dies. And for me and my journey in this place, I always wanted to go out on a high note. We now have a top channel in 4 different verticals that are completely different, and no other YouTuber really has ever been able to do it to that scale. That's amazing.
And that really is a massive achievement for MatPat. I mean, when he talks about ending it on a high note, I mean, that's incredible. That really is an astonishing achievement, and good on him too. You know, to be able to perform, like he said, just to be able to perform in that many different genres to that consistent level of good feedback and popularity and quality content. I mean, you can't really beat it. I'm not a fashion tuber. I'm not big in the fashion theory, style theory lore space, the universe. But the fact that my homie MatPat, the guy that's able to, the guy that when I was a teenager was doing, is Mario a sociopath, right? Theories on Yoshi, doing doing all the theories on my favorite video game characters. This same guy was able to go basically flawlessly into any surrounding area and just establish himself and dominate, and that's sick. That's such a good, if any of you guys haven't seen it yet, Turkey Tom's video on how MatPat dominated YouTube, go check it out, guys. It's definitely worth the watch. It's an amazing video, but it really does. It catalogs just how successful MatPat has been in reality. It really lays out for you just all the different ways that he has succeeded, and it's well-deserved success too.
This is also the year where I was able to meet you guys at our Broadway show. I was able to play at the PGA and show that, hey, YouTubers aren't particularly good at golf, but they can make your event relevant for like a couple of minutes. It was also the year that I got to host the Streamy Awards, and it wasn't cringe. I mean, to be fair, the Streamy Awards are always a little bit cringe, but it was the right amount of cringe. When I pull up videos of all my favorite creators, and I watch them, and all of a sudden I start hearing people just casually dropping, "That's just a theory."
It's just a theory, a game theory.
Now, this is just a theory, people.
At the end of the day, it's just a game theory.
That's just a theory. A Freebirds theory.
Also, a lot of lore, so if you're a big theory head, proceed at your own risk.
I did not know about this theory.
That's a theory.
That right there, that is incredible. That's the note that I want to leave on.
For real, high marks for MatPat. Man is a living meme. Man is a universal meme for the entire channel, for all the internet. People that don't even know MatPat know it's just a theory. It really is. I mean, of course we're glazing up MatPat on his way out the door. This is MatPat is leaving YouTube headquarters with a standing ovation. There's throwing rice. It's incredible. It's honestly couldn't be better. Couldn't be happier for MatPat.
And that's how you just know it's the right time. All of those reasons coming together, saying, hey, this is the moment. And that's hard to say, because change is scary. Change is hard. But sometimes the right decision isn't the easy decision. The easy decision would just be to carry on doing this and do FNAF Part 332. But that wouldn't be the right decision. I think the best way to explain it is with a video game analogy. Feels appropriate, right? Whoa, it's game theory, ha! Did it. Check the game part of it off. But the way I like to think about it is Earthbound. At the end of Earthbound, after you save the world, everything opens up to you. You can revisit every single location that you've been to. You can talk to every NPC that you met on your journey. And it's this incredible moment as a gamer. You see just how many lives have been impacted thanks to your journey. And then after spending as much time as you want talking to all those people, you end up back home. You go back to where it all began, where you were just a kid waking up in bed and starting your adventure. And even though your mom's there and your dog's there and your weird telephone dad's there, it feels different somehow. Like, sure, this is still a place of love and acceptance and comfort and security, but you just don't quite fit anymore. Because you just traveled the world. You made all these new friends. You are different. You grew up. And your relationship to this place grows up. It evolves.
MatPat has completed his hero's journey, bro. That's it. I mean, MatPat has got to the end of his hero's journey. He has returned home, and he has been fundamentally altered by the journey, just like you said. I mean, it literally is the case. And again, I said it once, I'll say it a million times. Congratulations, MatPat. You've earned it. You've succeeded. You're there, man. Enjoy the fruits of the labor, because you could always come back. I guarantee you, people are always going to watch. I mean, I will watch. I'm going to watch up until the end of Game Theorist's channel. I mean, like you said, heat, death of the universe. That's the only way to go. Why not? This is exactly what MatPat is saying, but just in a different direction. While we're here, might as well enjoy it. You got to involve yourself. You got to take advantage of it, and you got to live in the sun while it's still shining. You want to make the most out of them, but you don't want to overstay your welcome with it. You want to be there and be out before it has a chance to become something that's not. Like he said, you don't want to lose your passion for it. You don't want to run up against a wall and then just feel obligated. You don't want to feel chained to the channel. And like he's saying, it's probably the best decision that he's making for it, because he'll always be able to look back at it with fondness. And if he ever does come back to a time in his life where he wants to reapproach it from a different angle, then he can. He has that mobility. So it's the best thing for MatPat.
I hope you can understand. But that obviously begs the question of, like, what happens to the channels? Do the channels go away with me? No, actually. I've always thought that anyone can be a theorist, right? If you are passionate about a topic and you love to overthink it and over-research it, then congratulations, you're a theorist. And sure, game theory is a format that I created. It's a show with this very excitable host who makes a lot of cringy dad jokes and says the word lore a lot. But at the end of the day, it's more than just the host. It is a show. It is a format, and in a broader sense, it is a state of mind. It's a way of thinking and approaching the world around you. It's more than just the host, and when you think about it, not a lot of YouTube channels function that way. We're special in that regard. Like, you're not going to be able to get another Markiplier stepping into the Markiplier channel, and you're never going to be able to recreate Jenna Marbles, and to be honest, you're never going to get another MatPat either, but you can have another game theorist. You can have another film theorist or food theorist or style theorist.
And that's true. You know, MatPat has by himself inspired, I know, countless theory channels. I mean, in a roundabout way, he inspired me. I mean, like I said, I always watched his content. Maybe I don't make the exact same type of stuff as MatPat, but it doesn't matter, because in a way, he did inspire me to think differently about games, how to get more value out of the time that I spend playing. Because if it isn't meaningful in some sort of way and it doesn't have an impact on your life, then what's it about, you know? And again, you know, that's the biggest part of the reason why MatPat deserves like a subscribe. Honestly, if you haven't yet, do it. Subscribe to the Game Theorists. Even though they're going away, even though the channel is changing, show that support, because it does matter. I mean, it does go a long way. And like I said, look around on YouTube and there's countless channels doing game theories and stuff like that. They're for individual games, for multiple games, for entire genres of games. Even I've done several game theories of my own. And I look forward to doing even more, guys, because that's what's fun. That's what we're passionate about. And it's just exactly the same sort of sentiment. It's exactly the same sort of sentiment that MatPat is trying to pass on to everyone in this video.
I think in a lot of ways, we almost function kind of like the Doctor Who of YouTube, where as one host fades away, a new one kind of respawns in their place. I have been fortunate. I have been so blessed to have this platform available to me that you've given me over the last 13 years. But I think now it's time to pass it on to the next generation.